Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome to another watch party live stream. Call it what you will. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. That means the night of hope, the night of excitement. What will TK and Co. have in store for us tonight? We're going to find out, but Wednesday, hump day, settled. We head towards Friday Junior in the weekend. It's going to be a fun one here on the channel tonight, folks. Get in that chat. Blow it up. Let me know what's on your wrestling mind. What has got you talking about wrestling? Let me know. But as always, it's a Wednesday night. Going to be a fun one. One way or the other. The wrestling might suck. We never do. But big shout out to Big Nick. Big shout out to Anthony. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Mr. Overnight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. Happy to be here on a Wednesday. Feeling good. We're going through that WrestleMania hangover. And again, Thursday can't come quick enough for me, but we got lots coming your way on this channel. We got lots to talk about. Tomorrow night, we will be live with TNA Impact as Ants by Elegance will be in the house, and we're looking forward to that one. Friday, SmackDown, the fallout from Mania. What will that look like? Will SmackDown get any new faces? We will be here live for all of it, folks. But like, share, subscribe, click the buttons, hit everything. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We are getting closer and closer and closer to 10K. Huge milestone for the channel. So if you can hear my voice and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And go find some friends to do so as well. Sign up for your dog, your aunties, your cousins. I don't care who. Sign up for everyone you know as we, drive towards our next goal. So how's everyone? How are you on a Wednesday? What are you excited about tonight? Dynamite, here we are. We're heading towards Double or Nothing. We got lots to talk about. We do have a world title match on the docket tonight. Darby taking on Champa. What will that look like? There is a poll up right now as far as, do you think that Darby leaves here with the belt tonight? I do. I really do. I think Darby's going to bounce off and hold on to this, and it will take MJF to get it back, perhaps. Could they shock us? Are they going to play a little bit of hot potato? Will they do it just for the buzz of doing it? I don't know. We got a lot of intrigue. We are going to get a segment with Darby outside of this match, so that will be interesting. By the way, just announced, and I'm a little surprised it was done this way, but Samoa Joe will return tonight. He is back, injury plus filming, but Samoa Joe will return tonight. Let's go. What will that look like? Lio Rush taking on Brody King and what might be one of the biggest mismatch size-wise as possible in this company. King, Rush getting over with his new little creepy gimmick, and he's about the size of King's leg. So go Brody. That being said, we're going to get Mina and Sheeta. So Sheeta's back. She's got a bit of a new attitude. She's hanging out with Statlander, but I don't know. I don't know if all this fits together, but Mina will take on Sheeta tonight. That's what I have announced so far anyway, folks. We will find out if there's more to come. But again, happy Wednesday. What is on your wrestling mind? I know when it comes to Dynamite tonight, we've talked a lot about it. Darby Allin. Is he the guy? Is he the one? Is he the face that you want to put on every poster? Does he help sell tickets? Will more people be interested in AEW because Darby Allin is the world champ? That is the big question here. A lot of people talked about the attempt to steal headlines, but was this the headline that was going to make it work? Was this the headline that was going to be strong enough to, other than have people roll their eyes and go, oh, AEW is doing AEW things? Was there anything more substantial to that? Darby wins the belt from MJF. MJF goes 40 strong, with Kenny and then takes the L a few nights later in 2.5 minutes. I mean, this is why we constantly talk about selling, making sure when you do things, they matter. Because when you do an angle like this, if we've seen everyone get hit by cars and get smashed in the face and beaten with weapons, we feel like, that match probably shouldn't have been so quick. I don't know that Darby's the guy. When you sit there and look at rosters around the major wrestling companies, Mike Santana, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Darby Allin doesn't seem to fit the bill. MJF felt more in line with a guy that's going to lead the way. Oh, we also have Will Osprey taking on Mark Davis tonight. I don't know. I take a little bit of issue with that match. I don't know if I'm happy about the booking of that match. Again, Will Osprey comes back from injury. You want him to be something special. He takes an L at the pay-per-view. Him and Kenny have a bit of a hug fest. Mark Davis, his former United Empire mate, are going to go one-on-one. It feels like Osprey cannot escape the Don Callis family. And again, as positive as we always want to be on a Wednesday, as much as we want things to be super good, a guy like Osprey can help sell tickets. A guy like Osprey can move the needle. And I don't think it's smart to make everything so obvious. So many people knew Darby was going to win the belt just because of where they were. So many people know that Will Ospreay's getting that belt in London. Unless there's an absolute holy shit, didn't see that coming moment, it feels like AEW is getting a little predictable because of its sentimentality. Does that make sense? You see where I'm going with this? How do you feel out there? Let me know. I'm going to get to the chat and say hello. I got some minutes. I got about 6, but we will see how this looks tonight. Remember, they were advertising the photo shoot or, the in-depth look into Darby. So we'll see how this goes as he defends his title for the first time against Champa. With all that being said, Zach, welcome back. How you doing, sir? National Earth Day. Is it Earth Day? All right. Well, be nice to the earth, folks. Jason, welcome back. Good to see you on this date in 1966. The Trogs released Wild Thing. There you go. Should John Moxley bring back Wild Thing? Remember they used Wild Thing, but it was the wrong one. They had to run it back. That was a thing, too. Should John Moxley go back to Wild Thing? Let me know. Wouldn't that really help his babyface turn when he decides to stick it? What's up, Eric? How you doing? The Darby era begins. Happy birthday to the ruler. Oba Femi's birthday. Shout out to the ruler. That's going to be a big cake. The legend himself, Jack Nicholson. Absolutely. Let's go. The ruler and Joker. What's up, J1? What's up, KJ? I watched the new HBK documentary on Peacock, and it's really good. I haven't checked it out yet. I will be doing that when I get a chance, when I take a breath from all this content. But yeah, no, I hear good things, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for letting me know, including behind-the-scenes footage of him being in charge of NXT. That's really cool. That's the aspect of like what's different about this one. So to kind of run it up to like modern day to right now, I think that works well. I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like. Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe, is back with us. How you doing, Damien? Welcome back, sir. Adrian, good to see you. Reader, always a pleasure. Smash the like button, smash the share button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure you hit those little reaction buttons as well. They help the algorithm. They let the world know you're having a fun time here at the Wrestling for Life Network. And it will encourage more people to join our circus of fun. Circus of fun. I don't know. Let's go, Nair. How you doing? Boston back at it again. Welcome back, sir. Good to see you. What is up, Philip? Let's go. Jose. Don't we all? All elite welfare. MDB, the Knee Pad Patrol is back with it. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people should be very grateful. Very grateful. And dear Tony, if you have any, extra change kicking around, Tony, I'm more than willing to say nice things about your company, for some change. Forget Samoa Joe. Where the F is Bobby Lashley? Bobby Lashley came back. Well, the Hurt Syndicate came back on a Collision, but they haven't done much since. I don't even know what their current status is. I know they're around like everybody else. Where is Buddy Murphy? Has anyone seen him in pictures with Rhea? Was he at Mania? Has anyone seen Buddy Murphy? We got Brody King. Where is Buddy Murphy? The worst sprained ankle in the history of sprained ankles. Buddy Murphy has been out for well over a year. That's craziness. Where is Jay White? I mean, some of the names that are out, not in, I mean, they got, no lack of talent on the roster, guys. We know they got talent. We see they got talent, but it's in and out, and a lot of people sitting at home collecting checks. Lio Rush versus Brody King, yes. And I'm fairly confident that Lio Rush is going to win. That's the crazy part. They got a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know. They're doing pretty well now, but I mean, it's the income. It helps. It helps. Bobby Lashley should have been in the main event scene by now, right? I would think so. Even if you had them as a strong run, like they became tag champs and you were okay with it, but it never really amounted to anything. There's enough people in the company that they could recruit. The MJF story happened with no payoff. With it just died. We acted like it never happened, and why would that be? Backstage issues again. I feel like a lot of ego and a lot of unprofessionalism has hurt AEW's booking. At times, I think Tony's wanted to try and make the Punk thing work, try and make other things work, but the people around him don't seem to listen or want to, only really seem to give a shit about themselves at times. Darby Allin, oof, let's go. Starting on a positive note, let's go, Darby Allin. KJ on the Canadian people time tonight. Don't blame him. LOL. It's AEW. Sarcastically, as we are about 1 minute away from the start of the show. Let's go, Guardian. Welcome back. Ronan, welcome back. Jake, I see you out there in the chat, sir. Vance is with us. Spaz dropping 5 bones in the bucket. AEW attempt to steal focus pre-Mania was the Darby stunt. I like Darby, but it was a stunt. Wonder how they will flail in the water tonight. Well, all depends, right? Like, on paper, the card looks good. Even the matches I don't like or I wish they weren't happening have potential to be pretty good matches. Do I think Will Osprey should be going, 15 strong with Mark Davis tonight? No, I really don't. I don't think it helps. I don't care how good the match is. But ultimately, I don't know. I mean, there was so much going on with the wrestling, and the Pat thing overshadowed a lot, and unfortunately for the worst at this point, that I don't know if Darby really had the impact they were hoping. As I am getting the violence warning they give us here in Canada, thank you for calling yourself out on the Circus of Fun. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it either. Let's go. Listen, I'm smart enough to know I'm stupid. But AEW Dynamite kicking off, folks. If you want to dial in with me, I got the graphic for Portland and I got the pyro. The stage is lit up. How are we going to start this one off tonight, folks? You know what that means. God, I hate Excalibur. Came back on a collision, so they didn't really come back. Facts. Someone else just did that, and it bothered me because I liked them. I can't remember who it was. KJ, ringleader of the circus, cracking that whip. Let's go. Got our, it's like herding cats. Hey. This is where Nick throws in whips and chains. Yeah, we know. We know. What's up, Sappy? Let's go. Paul, how you doing? Bash back with us. TJ's with us. Nightmare Queen, I got you. MVP pissing people off. Just, too honest. As we are getting the replay, the little package of Darby, his 4 coffin drops for the win. And I'll ask you right now, if you can hear my voice, did you like the match? People are so critical of what we've seen in other places. Did you like the match? Is this how you would have taken the belt away from MJF? I can't wait to see how Darby versus Tommaso. It's going to be a very interesting match. Now, Ciampa's amazing, And Darby's a guy that goes well with him. As we open with MJF. Somewhere out there, Nick's putting a scarf on, folks. Fuck, no. Ah, no. I didn't even look like a good pin. It looked like the shoulder was up. I feel like the NXT refs are better. As Friedman in his wrestling gear, and he is mad. We need a Circus of Fun shirt. Let's go. We can do that. Match was mad. MJF deserved better. Can't believe I said that. You're not wrong. As the crowd is booing, MJF's livid. Chompy about to get dog walked by Dweeby, but we are gonna see Darby become Super Cena. We'll see. I mean, again, there are people out there, and it blows my mind because people are so critical that we might actually get like, Champa wins tonight, and MJF wins a Double or Nothing, and then Osprey. Like, really? Okay. You were completely okay with just do it because it's the one and only time we're ever going to be in Washington. Really? Like, come on, now we're grown. Let's be adult about this. It would have been a wonderful time for MJF to get a shit ton of heat. Starting with MJF is actually smart. 2 weeks in a row. Tony knowing how to structure the show to start. Okay. I think MJF starting the show makes a lot of sense. Last thing we saw was him losing the belt. The first thing we see is him irate about losing the belt. Perfect. I'll give you that. I think so. But again, how much money has Tony given MJF? Is MJF happy with the level of freedom he gets in AEW? Is he concerned that if he goes to WWE, they'll polish him up too much? But I think it would be a match made in heaven. Do you think he would have beat me if I was prepared? Wednesday night rants with KJ or happy thoughts with JJ. One way or the other, we're going to have a good time. Not super ranty yet, but got my gripes. It's now the former AEW World Champion, Midwell Jacob Friedman. He's not better than you, and you know it. And he knows it. How many syringes can one man take? Facts. But will it be good? That's a whole other conversation. That is very true, right? MJF, he was right though. I kicked out of the one-winged angel, and then I lose to this kid. He's getting a good amount of heat. He really is. I want to give the kid credit where it's due. MJF's definitely getting a good amount of heat. I like it. I don't give a damn about your main event. MJF wants Darby to come out and give him his title back. MJF doesn't give a shit about the main event. So I'm wondering, I mean, does Champa, Darby kind of end up being kind of secondary or getting stomped? We don't get a clean finish. Highly likely at this point, folks. 81% of the chat is saying that Darby will leave Champ. So I know it's a little preempted on our main event, but the Jet came out. Interesting. Kevin Knight came out to talk to MJF. Pourquoi? So we're going to get Knight MJF, it would seem. MJF will eventually go to WWE. I got that one. Liv Morgan is better than Darby. She's heavier. I kind of like this. He's pouting out of all the things that made no logical sense to us with him losing the belt and shit surrounding him, poking fun at the booking. 100%. I do like it, and I like the fact that he really carried a heavy reaction through it all. Now, how do you sully that a little bit? Randomly, Kevin Knight wants to talk to MJF. Who said you could even come out here and have this conversation? Who are you? Who are you? 5 Bones from Spaz. Thank you, sir. Who transfers to WWE better, MJF, Kenny, or Darby? I want to make a case for Darby. I think he'd be real fun, but I don't know how confident I am. I think MJF, just on the sheer um organic talent that he has, his natural kind of gifts, his natural charisma, ever since a kid trying to be an entertainer. I think it fits. Kenny, I think Kenny can show up in and have an amazing time in WWE. I think Kenny could kind of do what AJ Styles did. AJ wasn't AJ of old. He was starting to feel it. He had a few kids. He wasn't a flying AJ that he once was. I think WWE could package Kenny in a way that would, make his career longer. Because in AEW, you go full out every match, always. Kenny, when he would wrestle, it would matter. He wouldn't wrestle every single week. They wouldn't all be 15-minute barn burners or 20-minute barn burners or half-hour barn burner. Like, he's going to get in some okay matches, and he'll pick his spots when he goes big. Darby, again, I think with the right marketing behind him, I think he could do great things as far as like the WWE really could package him that. He fits the AEW model so much, and I don't ever see that kid leaving this company. MJF already beat Knight. That is true. Kevin Knight's got beef with Speedball. I don't think they have beef yet. Did I miss that? What's up, Michael? The MJF making fun of Speedball. Randy Orton loses at 42, and he did not win. Yeah, no, that was not a happy night. 90 minutes, the puck drops to St. Paul, Minnesota. Game 3, Dallas Wild. Hell of a series. Should be a good one. Christopher. Cody is one wins and to be the champion of WrestleMania 42. We got that one. If Kevin Knight beats MJF, I will be intrigued. Really? It's like, when you're having the Punk Roman feud, and like, I hate to pick on him, but like, Tozawa comes out to talk to fucking Roman. Like, why? Why is this? Why are you here? Who are you? The crowd went, ooh, facts. Pat has to stop being like a jerk and stop going along with Randy Orton first. Well, Pat's gone, Nightmare. Pat is gone. Pat is done. Pat is out. Samoa Joe, it's already been announced, Michael. So I appreciate you calling it, but I think you went to the sappy school of calling it, because it's already out there, sir. This is where AEW goes off the rails. Yeah, it's getting long. Like, you took a really good promo, a really good start, Boston, and now it's going long about two people I don't care about. I don't care about this interaction. I'd like to see the TNT champion take on other, kind of people in the mid-card division, and I want MJF to focus on the world title. He doesn't need to get sidetracked with this shit. What do either of these two have to... Yeah, exactly. They had a match before. MJF won that match, but now they're going back and forth. Like, what do we do? Are you taking Maxwell out of the main event scene? But I thought MJF started the show really well. Now I feel like this has dragged on a little bit, and I'm sorry. I know people are going to say, well, they're giving Kevin a chance. I get it, but I don't get it here. Go find another young, fast-paced, good worker that can have an angle with Kevin Knight and keep Kevin Knight away from MJF. MJF can go focus on... MJF shouldn't be focused on anything but the world title. And here, having some mid-carders shit on this guy, again, I don't think they really get how to book their heels. This baby face sitting here shitting all over MJF while he just stands there. Oot! Get out! I'm getting sleepy. AEW announced Samoa Joe on the Instagram account. Yes, they did. Tony did too. Yeah. Rants, buddy. Help me, Rants. What are we doing? What are we doing here tonight? And it won't stop. It's like their matches. They don't know how to get out of get off the ride. They know how to get on one, and they know how to have a good ride. They never know how to get the fuck off, and that's the problem. Their matches go extra because their finishes are usually flat, and again, like this, like back and forth and back and forth we go. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And again, to me, this is punching down for MJF. What are we doing? Is this supposed to? Yeah, I guess that's the thought process. But you're taking the focus. Like MJF came out here livid. Like literally, his answer to Kevin Knight would be like, "I don't have time for you, kid. I got bigger things to deal with." Paige becomes the first woman to win a title in both WrestleMania and All In. Notice after NXT and AEW, fans suddenly became safety police. Jokes. I don't like the double table spots, but I'm consistent. I don't give a fuck what company does it. It never goes well. Your body hits one table and not the other every time. It's rarely like you land it in the middle and it goes the way you want it. But again, the hypocrisy I'm tired of. That's why we are who we are. It's just the hypocrisy out there is insane to me. We're calling for a ref and we're going to get an impromptu Kevin Knight MJF match, folks. I will put a poll up for the title, I guess, for the TNT title. Does MJF win the TNT title? It's on the line. What the fuck? What the fuck? MJF laughs and rolls out. That makes more sense. You can dance with the devil next week. So we're going to get MJF and Kevin Knight next week. Yeah, it got boring. That's really cool. Spaz. Look, it was a dangerous spot. It didn't look well. It didn't look pretty. I haven't heard any reports about Soul. So I'm hoping that's good news. And ultimately, again, everyone takes risks. I don't condone being unsafe in any way, shape, or form. But I understand, how often do we see that kind of spot? I know one place we see it quite often. So again, judging seems terrible. As Jericho's interrupting a Ricochet interview. And Jericho needs partners. Oh, good. This wonderful fucking masterpiece of wrestling is continuing. Two of the most unlikable people in wrestling, and Jericho desperately trying to be a babyface here. This is how they choose to open Dynamite after WrestleMania and Raw. They think it's equal, and I don't get it. You had it. I think Boston said it best. Like, it started strong. It started well. It started in a way that we were happy. This is going to be good. Okay. MJF's pissed off. Like, MJF's talking about all the bullshit we're talking about. So they're going to do a trios match. Jericho and TBD versus the Gates of Agony. Now, will TBD be the learning tree? Will it be the bounty hunter and William, big Bill? Will it? But it's on Collision. I'm confused. You bald prick. He said it, YouTube, not me. Let's go. Or is Jericho going to try and line up with the Hurt Syndicate? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So Brody King and Lio Rush. The booking continues to blow my mind, folks. I never thought I would say that out loud. Brody King versus Lio Rush, and I'm worried for Brody. How does that even make sense? How did that come out of my mouth? Next week for the TNT title, Kevin Knight versus MJF, and to me, guys, it makes no fucking sense. None, zero, zilch, none. It doesn't make sense. Focus on the task at hand. Tony consistently puts people in these weird side matches that don't add to the story. Like if you book a match because you're gonna have an angle in it, fine. As holy shit. Freaky deaky Rush. I don't know how I feel about this. Somebody's got to give me some feedback on what I'm seeing. Either the vitamins have gone crazy and I've lost my friggin' mind, or I'm seeing what I'm seeing and I don't know how to feel about it. That I think that's awesome. They should be a team. Is Ricochet dragging down the GOAT? Yeah, GOA. Yes, GOA is awesome. Like GOA is a team I'd love to see in the WWE. Now, granted, the WWE books tag teams like shit, but GOA's talent. Like these are guys that should be week in and week out involved in your tag team division if we could find it. MJF walking away is a typical SOP procedure of MJF. No surprise. I don't mind MJF doing what he did. I don't much care for setting up this angle with Knight. Knight should be off beefing with somebody in the mid card, and MJF should have no other, like, his whole focus should be Darby Champa. The crowd is going bananas. I think I know what they're chanting, but they're loud. Good to see you here. Let's go. AEW, such a God. Where Jim, put your shirt on. You're scaring all the chicks away. Yeah, it's got that vibe, don't it? Guys, it's an observation. I know of girls. I know of girl, fellow content creators, fans of AEW. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying they're heavily outnumbered, and I don't think the AEW fan base treat the women nicely. Then again, either did the fans of WrestleMania. So what the fuck do I know? As we got biting, Lio runs away from Brody, runs away again. Brody can't catch him. We're playing catch the rush. And there you go. Attempted crossbody. Lio gets slammed and just scooters away. Skitters. Oh, he's making weird sounds. AW fired their whole t-shirt department. I think they got rid of half. Apparently they're consolidating. We'll find out. Everything's so cloak and daggers over there. I saw Zarya Soul Ruka match on the WWE YouTube channel. She's lucky she didn't get knocked out or bleeding or break her neck, to be honest, like Braun Breaker did on Monday. Absolutely. Braun Breaker gets clipped in the back of the head with a chair. Right? Like, what is happening? Re-up quick, bro. This guy's 3D. As Lio Rush gets sat in the corner, we bark. And here comes Brody. Lio moves. Brody hits the guardrail. Do you think we'll ever get Big Bill and Enzo reunion? I don't know at this point, Kyle. I always said if that music ever hit and they came out, place would lose it. But I really don't know. I mean, I don't know what the relationship is like between Enzo and Tony, but it hasn't transpired to anything. And again, a long road back to WWE, as far as I can tell. Brody is down. The little guy is taking the big guy down. Why is this fight so even? Jericho calling Ricochet bald is getting annoying. See, he's leaning. It's a crutch. Brody is booked like a dweeb. Brody loses so much. Brody King for the win. What did the chat say? 78% going Brody, 14 going Lio. Chris Jericho turned into Greg the Hammer Valentine. That's amazing. Again, he just, you know how I feel, folks. But that one's good, Paul. Lio for the win. Yeah, I got Lio. I bet Lio wins. This match is already far too fucking close. Imagine people out there, Hobbs is, Powerhouse Hobbs' debut in WWE wasn't dominant enough. They threw a guy on they gave him a guy who had a friend because it almost helped even the odds a little bit for the guy who had a second guy. Brody King's out here having trouble with Lio Rush. What are we saying? The difference between Oba Femi and Brody King, one is believable, the other lost to Darby. Facts. How long have we said at MDB? Tony Khan doesn't like to or doesn't know how to book big men. The long list of big men that are doing nothing or not imposing or not scary or not intimidating lose to little guys left, right, and center. GOA. Someone asked about GOA in the last segment. They've lost to everybody. I think they lost to like Darby and Nick Wayne as a tag team. They've lost to everybody. This is actually funny by TK. Yeah, I mean, the Rush thing I'm not sure about. GOA. Oh, there you go. That'd be imposing. Imposing for sure. I like what Lio Rush doing with the Schmiegel character. Sean, I'm undecided. I know the easy knee-jerk answer is, this is stupid. But if I can put up with Danhausen and I can put up with Spooky Chew or Rosemary and crew, I got to have a little bit of rope. I will say this. The crawling around and biting the legs and shit seems way too silly. Seems very baby-like. I don't love it. He kicks Brody in the face. We're in picture. But it's something that at least the crowd's reacting to, and I think that's highly important. That, for all the guys that come down to the ring and the fans don't make a sound, Lio with this nonsense, it's working. We all know he's playing Schmiegel. Where does it go? I don't know, right? What's the ceiling on this? Dun, 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 dun. This Lio would work in that creepy stuff in TNA, yeah. I mean, I always try and give leeway for a little bit of silliness, a little bit of spooky. It still is, a testosterone-driven soap opera. But Brody's, yeah, Aubrey waves off the doctor as Brody's showing a little signs of wear on that shoulder. I've never seen a Schmiegel fan, right? Not usually. So we're going to get Greg the Hammer Valentine versus Ricochet. First we're getting a trios match, and then Jericho's got to get his win back. No biting. There's way too much biting. Considering it's grown adults wrestling, there's way too much biting going on. Did Lio forget the crazy contacts? Did they fall out, maybe? There you go. Vance, you nailed it. We are the WFU. We are the different vibe. We are everything that they think they are, that they're not. So again, unbiased, unscripted, uncensored, and down goes Brody. And we love doing what we do, folks. Nobody does it the way we do it, and nobody does it on the level that we do it. Little pat on the back for ourselves, and yeah, after IWC. Whiny. But Lio flies through the air. And again, Brody getting beat up by a child. What is TK doing with Joe? I don't know. I'm a little surprised that they just kind of threw it out there. Oh, by the way, Joe's back tonight. Again, you could do some vignettes. You could do some teasing. I like a good surprise. That's what I'm saying, Jose. Like, damn, not even a smidgen of yum yum on this program. It is yum yum free. We get a little yum yum, but not much. It is the lowest yum per hour than any other wrestling. For all the fans out there that brag about AEW's women's division, they are not very relevant in AEW. And I do find the AEW fans get very quiet when the women are around, mostly because a lot of them haven't seen one before and they're trying to figure out. It's like that Jurassic Park moment. None of them can speak. They're just so I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. The women are not booked strong enough. The women are not booked well enough. They're not booked often enough, and it is a yum yum. It is a sad realm for the yum yums. I originally thought you were talking about the audience and such, but I'm with you now. I agree. Lio looks like he escaped from some insane asylum. Lio always seems to wrestle out of his league. He has something unique because he's so small and he is so agile and he is so fast and he does seem like he's something out of some movie. I will give him that, but you got to book him accordingly. And Brody just pancaked him. So Brody beats Lio this new Schmiego gimmick, dead in the water, as we get the pile driver. So that gimmick's dead. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. And Brody beats up a little guy in a match that went way longer than it should have. Breaking your neck is not fun. No, I wouldn't imagine. There was a lack of security at the meet and greets last weekend. Yeah, mixed reports on this, Sam. And again, I mean, I don't know how much is on the organizers of the event. Some people, kind of tag it and blame, the Fed for everything. I don't think that's accurate. They had hotel security. Should the hotel security have been more aware of like, oh shit, WrestleMania is coming, we're full. But I don't think anyone anticipated people going from their hotels and camping out elsewhere. That, to me, is unexcusable. Can't really blame anybody but the weird people that are doing that. And again, for the meet and greets, well, I think that's on the people putting those shows together. So again, for the world, like the WWE world, it's on them to coordinate that and such. But for whatever reason, this year seemed to be a good amount of influx in inappropriate behavior, which again, we've talked a lot about the last couple nights of it's just uncalled for. It makes no sense. As Brody said a couple words on the mic and I talked through it and we go to the back with Champa. But yeah, I get that the security should be sufficient, but I also would like to put the onus on the fans that it's expected that you act like a human being, that you treat others like a human being, that you understand that no means no. If somebody, whether you feel justified or not, if someone says please stop, you stop. If you're making someone uncomfortable, that is on you. You can't blame anyone else. And I've seen several people, and I'll be honest, folks, as I do have Champa on the screen, but I'm going to be very honest with everyone out there. I've seen a lot of people defend like the creepy guy. A lot of people that hate Punk are so hell bent on putting it on Punk for everything. I'm going to make it very clear, especially to the men that were commenting and defending the fan. If you are a man out there, but even maybe not just a man, but if you are somebody that has a loved one out there and somebody even begins to make you feel like they're encroaching on your loved one's personal space, you go into protective mode. The people, oh, look at Punk freaking out. A lot of people would have done a lot worse. I guarantee you. And somebody even made the comment, oh, yeah, but if it was a MMA fighter, Punk would have done it. True men, real people, real gentlemen that want to put the fucking, put business down and open doors and prove that chivalry's not dead. They don't give a fuck who it is. They'll take the punch. They'll take the knockout. They'll stand and get in there. They're not going to back down. They're going to protect. And anybody that doesn't understand that, either you've never had somebody in that type of relationship where you would protect them through anything, through thick and thin. You jump in front of a fucking dump truck for them and then hope they back theirs up for you. See what I did there? But ultimately, again, I have no time. I have no patience. We can blame WWE. We can blame lack of security. We can blame Vegas. We can blame whatever we want to blame. But ultimately, it comes down to people behaving poorly. And anybody that wants to justify that for, to either because they genuinely don't think it's inappropriate, you should probably stay indoors. Don't go outside. And those who don't understand why Punk did what he did. Punk probably acted stronger because it was AJ and Bailey opposed to him. You know, if it was just you bugging him, he might have shooed you off. But when it comes to the person you love, we don't wait to find out. You don't wait to see what's going to happen. You step in before something happens. And if anyone out there doesn't get that, if anyone wants to continue to jump on our Insta page or in our comments and say, oh, blah, bleeding heart, blah, nah, it's the complete opposite. And anyone out there that wants to sell that narrative, sorry, you don't get it. But if you want to be a man, you want to stand up, you want to be about business, you don't just watch that go down. You don't. Period. Smacked his phone out of his hand, 100%. He was asked to go away. He didn't do it. And again, I'd expect it to happen any other time. And if you're out there thinking, fuck, I wouldn't do that. You know, the guy's just being a guy. Guy just wants a video. No big deal. Then you probably never had anything that you would cherish at that level. And I would recommend maybe step away from the internet for more than 5 minutes because there's someone out there for everyone. I think most people anyway. But good luck with that. Anyway, back to business. We are on a commercial break. The show rolls on. We're feeling good. Brody King is just Big Show's emo teen state, right? I like that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Spaz, and I would agree. Imagine Oba taking this long against Tozawa, right? Again, the double. This is where the best wrestling is. These are where the best wrestlers are. And I just watched Brody King go fucking 11 minutes through a commercial with fucking a guy smaller than Darby Allin. The fuck? Hobbs going 15 minutes with Berto, right? I mean, again, people, I thought the way they did Hobbs and Berto was fine. Berto got no offense, and anything he did, it was a glancing blow. He looked like the Hulk. The only thing that slowed Hobbs down was, you know, Berto had an annoying friend, but once he popped that pimple, it was over. As now we're here with Adam Cope. Being, again, he loves his monologues. He loves his, like, lean on stuff. Sit on a chair, lean over a table. Like, the acting classes really got to Cope. I got Brody King for the win. I'm a little behind, clearly. Let me catch up. This is more like Akira Tozawa versus the Big Show. And one with the body slam. Facts. Let's go. Hi there, Spaz podcast, Nightmare Show Notes and Peeps. Lio Rush has the power of ice, baby. I don't even know what that means, but good quote on the song. Just one yum. Yeah, it's just a yum. Yeah, I mean, Tuesdays is like yum yums, and Wednesdays is like we got nothing. Nothing. Holyfield's ears are ringing at this one. Shit. Let's go. I don't love Lio doing, but I respect that it's something different, somewhat unique. Yeah, I mean, if Leo's in your mid card and or he's fighting some, like, he's the guy that would kind of harass a Kevin Knight, you know? In this dynamic, I don't get it. And if the fans are starting to kind of cheer for it because it's clever, they kind of think it's funny, then it's even makes no sense to have him lose to Brody King. But as far as I'm concerned, you just put that fucking gimmick to bed. So I guess challenge has been extended. Edge and Christian want a rematch. Can we grade the show on a yum yum meter? We sure can. As here comes Sheeta with Statlander. So Sheeta started acting kind of heelish, and then she started befriending Statlander again, or randomly. But Stat is a baby face, so I guess Sheeta's not heelish. I'm confused, but all right. Listen, just because of the topic at hand, we finally we got a yum yum. We got a yum yum. We're about to get Mina, and that's all the yum yums. But yum yum per capita not working out so well over here. Lio should go after Jungle Boy, right? Right? That kind of fits. Right? They can fight over some gem or something. right? Well, we're gonna get a little yum yums here though. But listen, I'm sorry, folks. We can debate rosters, and you have guys like Kenny Omega, you have Will Osprey, MJF. You get this real debate about the wrestlers. The women's division is not even close. Like Mina wouldn't hack it. Like Mina, and what we're seeing here right now wouldn't make it. Might not even qualify for quality on NXT, considering the quality of matches and the quality of athletes we're getting on NXT. Like Kendall Gray, what would she be? The best wrestler in the company if she signed, right? Like, stop me if I'm wrong.
Yum yums.
Mina gets some yum yums. I just realized I spelt overdue as overdue. It happens, man. It happens. My brain kind of sometimes corrects things on the fly, so or I just read it completely wrong anyway. So also, kind of embarrassing, but it happens. Finally. Dun, 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 dun. Absolutely facts. AW booking is so contradicting. You put a stronger opponent with a weird opponent that is totally over, and the fans, and he gets squashed, but in a long match, it's contradictory. It is 50-50 booking. It is booking without purpose. It's booking for the sake of booking. People are going to go, when they read this and oh shit, Lio and Brody, that's different. But other fans are going to get turned off by the idea. We don't necessarily want to see Brody pick on this little guy. It's not the right matchup. It's not the right now. Brody King was one of the hottest guys in AEW. He's making news outside of AEW. He's buzzworthy. And you buried him. Now he's in fucking nothing matches with Lio Rush. I'm sorry, I can't take it. I can't stand the edges in this company. Say whatever you want. It feels like it lacks. Both women go for a drop kick stalemate. A little bit of a golf applause. Statlander needs to leave. Tony Khan don't give a fuck about women. Nor if I was a woman out there that I really wanted my career to matter, I would not sign with AEW. If you think you're going to have trouble signing somewhere else and Tony's willing to give you money, I'd take it. However, I would go there understanding that I'm there for a couple years. I'm going to make the paycheck and I'm going to leave again. Tony Khan does not book women well. He does not book them strong. He doesn't book them often. They barely have stories. They barely have angles. Outside of what? Tony Storm and Blake Monroe. What real story did we, am I forgetting here? I don't know. Let me know, folks. Boston, don't get pissed. Uh-oh. And once again, Chris Statlander standing there like she doesn't want to be there. Statlander's booking has been a disaster. She's been a disaster. Her title run wasn't strong. They have had her up and down. She's had more fucking turns than Big Show. I don't know what the problem with Statlander is. We like Statlander. Statlander's good. But the booking of Statlander has been atrocious. And now she's playing second fiddle to Sheeta? To Sheeta? What? Bum, bum. I'm best. No one wants to watch a 500 fighter. You need to build people with wins. You need streaks. You need, somebody can get hot and go on a run. It doesn't mean they have to win forever. Doesn't mean they can't go on a losing streak. But everyone in AEW, and I've said this for how long, guys, they become bland. They become porridge. They become middle ground. Everyone becomes the same. Nobody feels exceptional. Like, imagine if you were tuning into basketball and there were no LeBrons. right? There were no superstars. There were no, Garnetts. There were no fucking Howards. There was no Jordans. Like, it was just a league of everyone's kind of the same. It's a boring fucking league, ain't it? That's what this is like. Imagine everyone kind of being equal. You win, I win, we win. Nobody does anything special. Nobody's known for dunking, or nobody's like dropping bombs from three. Nobody has any special really gifts, and any gift they do have gets neutralized. That's AEW in a nutshell. There is no hierarchy. There is no, who's more important. I guess the fans can surmise, but then you get confused. Well, is MJF more important than on a higher rung right now than Will Osprey? I don't know. Will Osprey's lost a couple, hasn't really done much. MJF was just champion, but now MJF's fighting Kevin Knight. So is Kevin Knight on MJF's level? Well, if they go 15-minute 50-50 strong and MJF gets a backslide to win, maybe. Who are the elite? Who are the special? Who are you think we know who the elite are? No, who are really the elite athletic pro wrestlers? Who are the elite superstars? Right, you got to remember the heyday where people talk about looking back at wrestling. When we look at those key areas, like, yeah, there was depth and there was lots of talent, but the show focused around two or three main things, and then you had a bunch of BC things that filled in the gaps of the major stuff. What's the major stuff on this show? What's that one thing or the two things that thread through the show that you got to pay attention to? Nothing. Statlander suffers from real bad booking. She's still there. I mean, again, contracts are a thing. So are there people in AEW that can't wait for their contract to expire? For sure. Are there people that are loyal and eager to re-sign with the AEW and stay for, a long time? For sure. But I do think there are, especially on the women's side of the docket, that's terrifying. AEW uses more women's matches on Collision more than Dynamite. It's true, and that probably part of the reason why people are saying Collision is becoming a better show than Dynamite. Edge and Copeland is still over and still relevant no matter where he goes. I don't feel like that, Adrian. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like when I see Edge, I get excited the way I once did. I see him, I'm like, oh, here comes a monologue. And sure enough, I get another monologue. The matches are okay, not bad. As Mina gets her boot up. Sheeta follows, but Mina grabs her leg. Dragon screw over the rope. Sheeta didn't go down until now, though. If you sign with AEW, you better know how to save your money. Yeah, you better collect it. Just collect it while you can. Again, I think that was MJF's big move. You cash in big on Tony. When you get free, you're still young enough that you can go to WWE and make a legacy. FTR did the opposite. They signed and burned their legacy. Thank you, Rance. I thought you would, sir. Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time. You could do better. I love a guy that I just don't know why you didn't say in WWE and just get that Netflix money, but Triple H would have probably put him in a retirement. Well, that becomes the dilemma, and it's the same thing, Paul, as Sheeta. And yeah, the crowd's quiet. This is, I guess, a bit scrappy. Sheeta to the floor. This is going way too long. Ironic, right? Oh, KJ. No, I want you to book good women's wrestling. But anyway, back to the point, Paul. To me, it's similar to, like Jericho. Christian's a good example as well, who's working with Edge. The WWE, from the story I was told, and I'm sure you know this, sir, they wanted Edge, but you would come in and you do like the 4 to 6 appearances a year. We'll put you in an angle around some of the major shows, but you're not going to be a regular prevalent part of WWE television. And for Edge, he felt like he had more to give. Now, us, we can debate or talk about whether or not he does have more to give. Christian clearly seems to have plenty to give for what Tony's paying him. Yeah, Jericho, an example of a guy that, the talk about him going back to WWE, but we all thought the same thing. You bring him back and Gunther retires him. So if that's the pitch to Jericho, no, Tony's going to let me wrestle. Tony's going to put me in an angle with Ricochet. Yeah, but we don't think you're at that level. You shouldn't be doing that. Yes, I can. And that's where we are. Pride's a motherfucker. 2 count. I really do think watching NXT the night before Dynamite hurts my overall opinion of watching Dynamite's women's division or AEW's women's division, because the quality, again, NXT gives us such good quality. Now people, what happened to Soul last night, Mr. Quality? It's an exception, not the rule. So this doesn't really move me, and it goes long. TK books women's matches more on Collision. Got that one. All right, let me catch up. KJ, when should Tony Khan bring back Mercedes? I don't know. I guess it's up to her. Another person out there just collecting checks. Statlander and Sheeta can do Walmart version of EO Ripley. Facts. Am I wrong for saying I wouldn't mind seeing a match someday between Logan Paul and Will Osprey? Just saying. I could see why you would say that. I mean, I hate Logan Paul less than a lot of people do. Or at least I'm willing to give him credit, even though, he can be shady. But at the end of the day, again, two very athletic guys. And I think Logan Paul being consistently involved in the wrestling is only going to make him better, and only has made him better. Yeah, that works. It works. Who's more important? We are all of the same importance. We are all the champ, Tony Khan. Kumbaya, my Tony. Kumbaya. We are all the same. We are all one. We are, again, it doesn't work. You need a pyramid, man. Sports has rankings. I know Tony fucked that up too, but you got to have some level to things. Oh, what's that? Okay. Thank you. You got shy. Thank you. Sorry, folks. Sidetracked. I got goodies. She froze. I asked her questions. Like, what the fuck? All right. Here we go. We're back to the action. Ooh, that's strong as shit. Shout out to the Eclipse Cafe. Desserts and Bakery. Shout out to the Dutchie. First round of 2026 draft is tomorrow night. Expect big trades. Yeah, the draft should be fun. I like the news that comes from the draft. I don't like watching drafts. Sheeta beats Mina. Remember Mina? We thought Mina might be champ. Mina taking L's to everybody. What have we done? Sheeta comes back from the dead. Wins. Chris Statlander makes funny faces. What are we doing? Jack Perry versus Al Clone Saturday. Oh, yeah. That made my panties drop. KJ got good. AZ thinks he's clear of Ciara featuring PD Pablo. She got them goodies. What can I say? What? This is where the moment where my buddy would sing "Raise Up." Take your shit off. I'm in the most unserious person, Nightmare. I was always joking. He's pretty unserious. Sometimes he's serious, but he's good. He's good. He's good shit, Nightmare. Soul Versaria did great job. Better match. Oh, for sure, Denisha. Welcome back, by the way. But folks, we are rolling on. I will take a second to remind everybody we got more coming your way. They did make Okada Takeshita official for Double or Nothing. Again, it's another example for me of this would have been really cool at World's End. But here we are. We're going to get it in May, 5 months later. But it's long-term story. No, it was botchy, glitchy, gappy, redundant storytelling. We knew where we were going to go. Why did you keep putting them in tag matches? And dear Dave Meltzer, not every Young Bucks match is a 5-star match. On the contrary, Mr. Meltzer, I do believe that most of them aren't 5-star matches. I don't know why that, they get the leeway they do. I don't know what pictures they have of you, Mr. Meltzer. I don't know what dirt they have on you or why you can't see through them. Do you give them the 5 stars just to annoy people? Are you trying to get in their good graces? Do you want to hang out with them more? What is it? What the fuck is it that, we all watch the same wrestling match? And if that match was, WWE presents the Young Bucks versus Okada Takeshita, that match getting 2 stars. But it's AEW Young Bucks against Okada and Takeshita, so it's a 6-star match or 5-star match. It's fucking nonsense. It's nonsense. Your weird obsession with the Young Bucks has to stop. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This old ass man just obsessed with these young fellas. Leave him alone. I don't get what you're trying to accomplish. AEW for the big ego wrestlers. It's not even a big ego. It's like a conflated ego. It's like you understand where a guy like The Rock walks into the building, has a bit of an ego, right? Or Oba's got a bit of an ego. Brock Lesnar has a bit of an ego. But why the fuck would anything? Why do the Young Bucks have an ego? Like, why do y'all got a chip on your shoulder? I don't get it. I don't get it. TK can't take the heat, KJ. It's true. I'd love to talk to the man one-on-one. And unlike the other guys who recently sat down with him and really fucking play games and not just petition for a job like lonely losers. I got that one already. Already pumped your tires, bro. Dun, dun. Shout out to Nick. Let's go. I miss Nick. There you go. I miss him too. Man needs to rest. He can barely talk. What would make Forbidden Door better this year to you? Don't do it. That would make it better. And I'm not just being a hater. I think Forbidden Door should be every second year. I think you need to space it out. And I don't think there's a whole lot of matchups coming from New Japan. I know they're going to throw in CMLL, but at the end of the day, I don't think New Japan garners like a whole lot of excitement. Like, yeah, there's a couple matches. We're going to probably get an obligatory Zack Sabre Jr. match because we always do. But I don't know that, like, most of the good guys that I want to see from New Japan are here. The door has been blown open. There is no forbidden door. It's a door. It's just a door. So I guess my idea going to every 2 years is that allows New Japan and AEW, but more New Japan to kind of build up some talent so that, like, you get buzz. Like, you're almost forcing things. And some of the, do I want another Ishii match? No, sorry, dude, I don't. I love you, but I don't. Do I want another Suzuki match? Not really. Sorry, love you too, but really don't care to see it. I don't know. Holy cow, Sheeta finally won a match. Welcome back from the, yeah, no shit, Bradley. But again, it gets confusing because it's against Mina, who I thought was doing something. But she's lost back to back. Why did you have Mina beat Shafir? So you shit on Shafir, and then Mina, I think, lost the last 2 since beating Shafir. So like we said earlier, if everyone's 50-50, who's the best? Who's the top person? Who's up here that we should pay attention to? Well, Mina gets a big win, and we're like, okay, Mina beats Shafir. Mina's now going to go after the champion, really push this. Nope. Playoff Palooza, 10-man tag match. The Rascals and the Bucks. The Rascals have been booked wonderfully since coming to AEW. Really liked what they did on the last pay-per-view. Oh no, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, how about them Rascals? But speaking of Rascals, here comes William Osprey. This guy is so over, so beloved by this group. And this is a man that I'm telling you should be a flag bearer for this company. And you book him like he's just Joe Schmuck. Like, you think about all the criticism Cody Rhodes has taken over the last couple years. Think about that. And yet, they still have done everything they can to protect him. They don't put him in nothing matches. Even every once in a while, he got a match against Carmelo. It's a good match, but it's a one-off. They do everything they can to protect your stars. You want your stars to feel like your stars. Will Osprey, MJF, none of these guys feel any more exceptional than Daniel Garcia or Wheeler Yuta or Lio Rush or Darby Allin. They all feel on par. And it's pulling everyone down instead of lifting people up. You have this woman instead who was your world champion lose the belt to Thekla, which is fine. Thekla's awesome. But then pair her with Sheeta. Why? Who's colder than fucking Arctic? Who's been on TV for, haven't been on TV for how long? I don't get it. And then Sheeta, who we haven't seen, gets a big W over Mina, who again has been hot and cold. But Davis is in the ring, wasting no time, and Osprey going to take on his old buddy. And I don't quite get this match either, guys. You let me know what I should be understanding. Why is this match necessary? Should we not give Osprey a week off? Should Osprey not be saved for something that matters a little more? Am I wrong? Boston is so unserious. I have no clue if he's being serious. Yeah, right? That's all right. Boston catches some strays for that every once in a while. I miss wrestling God. Dude, it was so funny. So funny. Oh, it kills me. Good evening, Wrestling for Life. Okada versus Takeshita, official at Double or Nothing. I'm getting a video package. Yeah, so that was announced. Again, another weird thing for me, Damien, and you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree with the strategy. We had Dynamite. They got in an argument. We had Collision. And instead of waiting until we got back to Dynamite or doing it at the last Dynamite, just on a random Sunday afternoon, I think it was, a tweet comes out, Okada Takeshita. I don't think that's the best way to be giving your information out to your fans. I really don't. I don't care how many you think are over there. That's not the way to do it. AEW were the best wrestle, but let's open our show with a 20-minute fucking promo with a mid-card guy and MJF. Yeah, it's where the best wrestle, not where the best talk. Clearly, we got that out of the way. But again, if you're gonna do shit, if you're gonna brag about shit, you better show up and do the shit. What match tonight has blown our socks off? What match tonight? Oh my god, I can't. Oh, this every match is a cooker. Was Mina and Sheeta just a barn burner? No, it wasn't. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about them things, KJ. We're only gonna get upset, KJ. Don't do it. Samoa Joe will be back tonight. Right now, Osprey trying to hook Davis. It's a weird match for me, man. Because Davis is the guy. Will Osprey fights Davis when you want to beat the shit out of Osprey and soften him up. But now you got like Davis. No sells the chop and everyone pops for Davis as he slaps the shit out of your fucking baby face. Man, he sounded like I got like Scooby Doo-ish. Like, it was so funny. Couldn't even understand him. Sounded like Boomhauer talking through a fan. It's struggling. It's not giving out. I've had some moments, but it's struggling. I'm pushing the air out of my lungs. So I'm having moments. That's why I got some tasty treats here and some cold drink to keep me going. But yeah, after the run we've been on, it's feeling it. I think I'm just. It's what I do. I fight through. KJ, thoughts on the Rainmaker Okada and the Takeshita official? Again, I think this is something that should have happened months ago, and I think Takeshita is better than Okada. I think Takeshita is being held back by Don Callis. I think Takeshita is being held back by this storyline. As Osprey flying off the ramp. Okay. Nice spot. I miss AJ Styles. I do too. 10-man tag on Collision. Yes, they have announced that. The Bucks, the Rascals versus a hodgepodge of other people. That's just his voice, right? Fair enough. But no, it's in there. Will Osprey for the win. Tony Khan and Moxley will be Tony Khan had Moxley beat. Oh yeah, dude. It's baffling. Everyone knows how I feel about Moxley. I've been on the record again and again and again. It's one of the things I take the most heat about ever is my take on John Moxley and how bullshit he is. Another guy that everyone talks about him like he's fucking something special, and he's only holding back the people that are truly special, the people that are truly good at this. He sells for nobody. His matches are shit. He doesn't sell tickets. He is not worth the fucking TV time he gets, but yet you'll put him over on a pay-per-view against your best guy, and then a week later run out that guy again and again the following week against nobodies. Why? Why? What are we accomplishing? I think one thing Tony Khan's got to do a better job at, when they come up with an idea and they put it on paper, they put it on the big fucking dry erase board in the office, the question that should be circled: why? What are we accomplishing with the said decision we're about to make? And this way, even if you do make a decision like Darby's going to be champ because we're in Washington, great, fine, good, do it. But at least you planned it out and you know where you're going with it. If you just did it to do it, which always seems the case, it becomes obvious. It becomes messy. It becomes ill-prepared for what's up next. Plan it out. The real KJ Black. You can be Brown. My God. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to condone that, but there you go. All the shades, the 50 Shades of KJ. All right, that's up there with the circus. This will be a banger. We are in picture right now, and it looks like Davis is cranking on Osprey. Again, another competitive match. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the mission statement here. Oh, I think Will Osprey might be. Jason's having a chuckle. Osprey is still hurt, apparently. Yeah, apparently there were some reports are saying Osprey's not 100%. That's why he took an L. I think it's just people trying to make fucking excuses. Spaz. Since the show is buns, check in the Clayface trailer. Let's go. That actually looks good. Cheers. Cheers. Ching ching. New weekend Creeper fan stories. Both Xbox and Booker T were assaulting the cameras in the toilet. Yeah, a lot of just bullshit. Again, I mean, it's like this desperation. And I think one thing that happened, like when I started doing live streams, there wasn't the plethora of live streamers there are now. There's some long-standing ones that have found success. But once people started seeing the Fed put live streamers on their programming, it blew up. So I think that is part of it. And everyone's just so desperate to get content. And some of them are dying to get in an altercation or get pushed or get hit or they're dying for that moment. Darker than before. The dark white rises. What? Well, I don't know. Wasn't my turn to watch him, Evan. I have no idea. Again, they came back on Collision. We haven't really seen much or heard much. I wonder if that's who Jericho might ask for help against Ricochet, but I don't know if that's where I would go. But MVP and Jericho have had static in the past in real life. Google those videos. Jericho MVP. Those are good times. AEW is just throwing shit until it sticks. I don't even think they care that it sticks. I think they're happy to set it on fire and knock on the door and run away. He called the shit poop. That's what I think they're doing. Like, I don't think they care. KJ Green. Facts. Just a heavy sativa. You want to giggle? KJ Green. Why is Thekla on Collision more than Dynamite? I don't know. She's your women's world champion. She's fucking awesome. Another great personality, as Osprey's just getting his ass kicked, by the way. 2. This feels like a pay-per-view match in a way. And not necessarily in the quality of the match, but I admit I'm not that into it. No. What are we... fuck are we doing? This man is heavily taped, and AEW continue to put him in nothing matches. You just keep rolling him out. And Spanish... he went up and around the clothesline. Definitely hit the Spanish fly. Tony Schiavone tries to figure out what that is. The Dark White rises. Son of a bitch. KJ, has there been any updates on Switchblade? No! Everything's so secretive until it's not. Like, Joe's out. We don't know if he's hurt or filming or both. And then just, he's back tonight, guys. No, big angle. No, thought. Just, Joe's going to be here. How are we going to fuck this up? So weird. I'm very red tonight. Jesus. Does DK have control over his talent? I don't know. The vibe, we've talked about it for a long time. If he did, a lot of things would have been different about Punk, and a lot of other situations would have been handled differently. Right? Mark Davis drops him on his neck again. Are they trying to break his fucking neck? Are they trying to break him? It's like Osprey wants to be like HBK of the 90s, but not understanding that HBK went through this kind of beating at pay-per-views against guys like Mark Davis, like the Vaders of the world, the British Bulldogs, the big daunting men that would beat the shit out of big slam by Davis, 2 count. But, HBK would get the shit kicked out of him and find a way to win. Okay, so Osprey's going to do this, but Mark Davis is nothing in this company. Mark Davis is trash, and he is dominated your Billy Goat. Billy Goat Gruff, folks. I don't know what to tell you. The crowd's dead because we don't give a fuck. And the ending, no matter how much beating Osprey goes through, the ending's a foregone conclusion. The flying forearm, speaking of HBK. It's delicious. Stop tickling me, my pee. Christ on a cracker. I'm surprised Tony Khan hasn't signed Mandy Rose or Dakota Kai. I don't know if they want to. I'm sure there's been conversation. There had to have been some conversation at some point. I do believe that, some of the wrestlers like Dakota Kai or Mandy Rose is different because she was making that OF bank. As down goes Osprey again. We've watched Mark Davis lose to everybody and their fucking grandmother. Pile driver. Foot on the rope. This is better than the Moxley match. Zippy, how you doing? Thank you. To be feared or to be loved? To be respected. KJ Green and the Sticky Icky Nicky. Let's go, Corey. Facts. Nick's would be a heavy indica to mellow you the fuck out. As now we dropped him on the apron. What are we doing? And the crowd's just cheering like this is the best shit ever. I don't see what they're like. What are we doing? Yeah, George. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Or Jorge. What the fuck's happening? I'm watching Osprey get the living shit kicked out of him. And if you were going to bring the doctor into every Osprey match, I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. I don't want to see this every match. It is not supposed to happen. When the medical staff gets involved, the match should come to an end. Every match, and now the crowd's just booing. No count out because he's being attended to by the physician, and he's going to scramble up, get up, and win. Just getting dusted. Just getting absolutely mauled. It's over. And the crowd is booing. The crowd is not happy. So Osprey takes another loss. He didn't get up and fight back. At least I was wrong about that. I said that was last week, not joking at all. I genuinely think they're trying to break off. I do. Like, are you trying to kill your biggest star? And now Mark Davis is getting heat that he's never had before. And he says, fuck you. Wrestling has passed Mandy Rose by. I'm sorry, but she was never that special in the first place. I'm with you, MDB. I'm not one of the people out there that I can't. Where's Mandy? I don't care. I think we got better talent up and down the roster right now. And even the people that took over for her kind of as her protege. As here goes Davis again. Because Osprey hasn't been killed enough. What are we doing? What are we doing? Respect. That's where this the raspy voice kind of comes in here. I can't even hit where he's at. Respect. I don't know. It's so deep. Respect. Hello, fans. Hello, Mega. What the fuck? Yo, Moxie's gonna help Osprey. You're the Death Riders. The crowd chants, "You fucked up." It's so long, so uneventful. Oh, are they serious? I don't know what the fuck's about to happen. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind here today. So the Death Riders save Osprey. Now, are they gonna beat him up, or are they helping him? Because Moxie was a heel, has a fake turn and becomes slight babyface, becomes heel again to fight Osprey. Now, if they're helping Osprey, are they babyface again? Is the whole crew now babyface? Are we going to rebuild him? Did we not already do that in the video when he came back? Claudio's got him. So the Death Riders have taken Osprey away. KJ, I don't get why top WWE talent take big money from Tony Khan and then complain about not getting enough TV time or story. They should know what they're getting into by this point. Here's the thing, Michael. Name me one talent that was being booked extremely well in WWE that chose to go to AEW. The closest example I could give you is maybe Ricochet. Anyone else that has agreed to go to AEW are people that WWE had already passed on or moved on from or had minimal roles for. Therefore, if the company you work for doesn't have a lot of money for you or a lot of time, but a billionaire down the road does, cha-ching. Right? We joked earlier, is it the TK welfare fund? It's like the TK retirement fund. And that's what Edge and Christian are cashing in on right now. Like their nest egg going into retirement. Tony fluffing that bank account. Fluffing it good. Mark Davis was a part of the United Empire with Kyle Fletcher and Will. So it makes sense that they're going so long. No, I understand. But in this platform, on this playground, the Mark Davis doesn't deserve it. Mark Davis is a jobber in a faction at the lowest degree. So to me, you just pulled Osprey down from the ceiling down to here. And I agree. There's a history, there's a story, but I don't know that story's been properly told. Now, I know Kyle Fletcher has worked with Davis and Fletcher on this show, but the match to me was too competitive. But I didn't, they're doing this injury angle, right? Like Mark Davis has taken out Osprey. He's done. He's toast. This thing that makes me sad is Mark Davis won't benefit from this. It's not like Mark Davis is going to go take on a bigger or another baby face now and do the same thing. I will say the Death Riders kidnapping Will Ospreay's interesting. Bullshit. Facts. Yeah, this man's all beat up, and you're just gonna fucking. Yeah, I mean, again, like it's like the whole thing with MJF last week. MJF shows up. Oh, I turned my phone off. I was disconnected. Bullshit. Like it. Again, that's what this like the injury angles and the lot. Like this shit is bullshit, and it's so apparently bullshit. It bothers me. That's where I draw the line. Like I want to stretch my imagination within the confines of something cool. But if you're just doing whatever, well, I can't really go there. This guy's broken. Why is he even in a wrestling ring, let alone, wrestling 3 matches in, was it 10, 12 days, 11 days? What are we doing? I think they get this thought. They're going to destroy Osprey and then build him back up going into All In. Right? We're going to watch the Phoenix rise from the ashes. What they don't get is he was already on the bench. He was already out. He was injured. He got neck surgery. That's his moment. He's back. Let him fly. What are we doing?
Peacock, you gotta let me fly.
Let him fly. As I got, again, one half of the Brawling Birds. Ever since the Brawling Birds became a tag team, we don't see them anymore. And Persephone is here. And the crowd's just making random noises. And you can hear them more than you can hear the people. You shouldn't come back this soon. Just to write him off again? That's part of the problem with Kenny Omega. How many times have we seen Kenny Omega carted off in the last year? 3, 4 times? It becomes unbelievable. But I think Moxley's going to rebuild Osprey. Great. Again, Tony Khan's going to live or die with the soldiers he came to the battle with, and we'll see what he does. AEW got AEW and make me think everything before now was a fever dream. I hear you, bro. I get it. I really do. And here's Samoa Joe. So Joe's just coming back to have a match. Joe's back to a nice pop. I would legit put good money on a bet that KJ booking AW for a month would turn this. I can't even, like, how do I put this? I think my creativity could do it compared to this. Do I think I'm an expert? Do I think there's dozens of people out there way smarter than me at this? Yes. But up against this, I got it. I got it. I'll take it. Close enough. No Moxies. Laugh my ass off. This company is joke. I'm so done. I don't get it. All the people that I think are big stars, Rant, all the people that I'm like, oh shit, this person's gonna do cool things, never do. They never do. And you're forcing me, like, I don't believe in Darby Allin. If Darby Allin was TNT champion and he was having like fun matches with Lio Rush and Kevin Knight and Speedball, and they were, high flying, popping moves, and the TNT belt almost felt like the X division a little bit, I'm in. But Osprey dusted, Kenny dusted, MJF all but kicked in the balls, literally and figuratively. Who's left? Where's Swerve? Neutered. That guy had an over as fuck theme song. And then you changed it up and made him go heel. You made him the most dangerous guy in the business, and then you beat him. How doesn't this matter to anybody? How does people, how do you watch this every week and go, man, this show, best show in the world. This is so good. And nothing connects. Nothing lands. Joe comes back to really nothing. And I like this, actually, that he's beating the fuck out of a jobber. Like, Joe just came back to remind everyone he's Smash Mouth Joe. It's not what I would have done, but yeah, wild. I'm not hearing one person say, oh my God, this is so good. This is great. Oh my God. Not one pop from the crowd, not even a murmur. Adrian, man. Punk went to AEW. Samoa Joe in action next. I'm fucking way behind. You guys are fucking killing it. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Remember, hit those reaction buttons as we are flirting with triple digits. So the more you hit those little reaction buttons, the more likely we are to get up over 100 people. And if you haven't hit like yet, make sure you do so. So we got over 100 people with us, and I only got 35 thumbs up. Where are those thumbs, people? So Brody couldn't do this. Nope. Joe gets a squash win. I keep forgetting about these damn polls. Bubba. K-Jazz. Personally, I don't mind an opportunity to see the legend of Samoa Joe. That's the catch here. I love Joe. And Joe walks out, beats the shit out of some guy, and I'm okay. Now, granted, Brody King would have been done well for that. But Joe just walks off. Keep it coming. Not by me, my bodyguard in the chat. There you go. Oof. KJ Jazzy White. As Hook. Hook is fist bumping Joe. Wait, are they friends again? I can't remember. Are they friends again? Yeah, is it because the matches are predictable? Is it because the match, we know how most of these matches are going? There's not a lot of, like, I granted, they're going to say, well, you didn't see the Darby thing coming. Yeah, we didn't think you were going to be that stupid. That's not fair. As we are getting a Darby video package to my way, I thought, no, I got to be me. This ain't fun for me anymore, and it's not that genuine. And that genuinely hurts to say. It really does suck. And I know the default answer for so many is then don't watch. But that's the wrong mentality, right? It's like here on the channel, we welcome everybody. You might not like our opinion, you might not like our 2 cents, but we welcome everybody. We want people to come around. We don't want to deter people from hanging out. And I mean, for those out there in that environment, like, really? So you just want to be like you and 30 of your closest friends watching the wrestling shows, and everyone else has to fuck off if they don't agree with you? But as I've said a million times, Rance started this channel or started doing wrestling content because I was such a big AEW fan. And I felt like AEW was doing something different, groundbreaking, and they were really going to shake up the industry. And they have in a lot of ways. But It's disappointing to be to develop, complete apathy. Apathy is dangerous as a wrestling fan. As a booker, the last thing you want your fans to become is apathetic. And again, if they're looking down your calendar and going, Darby's going to win here, Osprey, MJF's going to win here, Osprey's going to win there, so and so's going to win here. Well, what happened to this being the exciting show? What happened to not predictable like the Fed, bro? What happened to that? And again, the promise of AEW when it first came on TV, we were going to get tag team wrestling like we've never seen before. Do you remember the old days of Dynamite? We get 2 or 3 tag team matches. The tag team division was heavily utilized. And then it all kind of fell apart when FTR came in and the Bucks started fucking around. And again, egos getting in the way of the booking, not booking the right people, not booking people the certain way because it might hurt someone else's feelings. Or if you book somebody else to do good, you got to book someone else to make sure they're okay. Moxley drops the belt, you got to give him another belt so he doesn't pout. It's bad business. It's a clubhouse. AEW and WWE feel like they're at two ends of the spectrum, kind of like our society. In a way, for sure. I could see why, and I understand that. And we've talked a lot about, can we find a happy medium? WWE is overcharging you and giving you nothing. AEW might be undercharging you and giving you everything they can, but it's too much and doesn't make sense. So, again, there's got to be a happy medium. One company wants to do 15 matches. The other company wants to do 6. There's got to be a happy medium. I just think that there's certain things, and it's not just a matter of I'm into the AEW style of wrestling or I'm into the WWE style of wrestling. I need AEW to kind of shore itself up and become more of a well put together wrestling. That is an issue separate from WWE altogether. But they are definitely on the different ends of the spectrum, different fan bases in a lot of ways. Again, even Meltzer's lied about that kind of shit of what type of fans are watching what show because he's a fucking moron, as I've said a million times. But yeah, ultimately, your hope for AEW was they were going to be the alternative, and they were going to fill a gap that WWE wasn't willing to fill anymore. Are they still doing that is the question. And do they do it well enough? The numbers, the analytics say no. Can they get it back? Absolutely. They're still going. They're still trying. They haven't retired. But interesting times when you start hearing about layoffs and consolidating departments and Death Rider's helping Will. What the fuck? Yeah, was that Russo? Again, none of it makes sense. And I kind of see where they're going with it. And I get it. I just don't know if I like it. You gotta let me fly. Stop what you are doing and like the stream. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, folks, as we've been flirting with triple digits all night, where are the thumbs? Deep shit. There they are. Called it. I'll accept that. This is fucking crazy. This is funny because MJF and MJF, Jericho and MVP have had legit heat with each other. So they hurt people, we shirt people, and this show I wish will end sooner than later. What's next? What more could we have at this point? Oh, good. Tony Schiavone. Why are we doing like an in-ring interview? He's got a match. Is he not? Why would you not open the show with this? I know we did the MJF thing, but that went to shit. Why? There's 30 minutes left in the show. Why is the champ? The champ should be like, I got a match in 20 minutes. Leave me alone. Why are you doing an interview now with Darby? Am I wrong about that? KJ is the John Gruden of wrestling. I don't specifically know what that means. Like, I know who John Gruden is, but I don't know what you're implying by that. I'll be straight up with you. Next to Rob Ryan. Also know who Rob Ryan is. Don't know what you quite mean. Y'all have to let me in. AEW is skewing more towards WWE territory. In what way? I got questions for y'all. Fuck y'all. You're going to fill up the chat. I'll ask you questions back. Louder than one. My aunt was just telling me a story of her, story of how her and my uncle got drunk as F with him one time. Jokes. Okay. We sure, people? Yeah, let's do that. As Mr. MDB pointed out, we shirt people. Darby's in the ring. Watch this. That's right, folks. We shirt people. We got all the memorabilia. We got all the swag. We got all the stuff. And Darby's got a mic. Darby's got a mic. And he's in the middle of the ring. What will he say? The crowd's chanting, "You deserve it," at the top of their lungs. They're pumped. The people that paid the money are pumped. Darby's on his knees. Down on his knees. No. Bruno wishes. Darby is like a mix between Sting and Jeff Hardy. Fair enough. If they were, yeah, I guess. Kind of like their kid. Millie rocks on your block. There you go. Woke you up, Nia. Let's go. Start dancing. What are you waiting for? That's why I do it. I was falling asleep. Darby. Yeah. This is for my fiance I met on the school bus. Okay. Darby met his girl on a school bus? Was she on the bus and he wasn't? Were they both on the school? I got questions. What is this? I don't think so, 316. Wrong. You have the new world champion start the show and put MJF at the... Yes! Guy! And now MJF, who just had a face-to-face with Kevin Knight, is back having a a screaming match with Darby. Again, I think, Corey, you would agree, like, you don't have Kevin Knight get in the way then. You keep the story focused. MJF comes out, does his rant, goes away. Now he comes back and says, hey, what the fuck? He wants a rematch right now. Darby says no, because baby faces are known for turning down challenges. He gonna drop it all in? I don't think so. But yeah, 100% agree with you, Corey. You don't do an in-ring interview with your champion at 9:36 when he has a match for the title. And he's negotiating a match after his title defense. Anybody still think Ciampa's winning tonight? The only way I will give you a rematch is if you put something on the line and the lights go out and here comes Ciampa. It's messy as fuck, folks. Gruden and Rob Ryan are NFL play specialists who can break plays and schemes in real time. I like it. All right. Okay. Listen, Ciampa's entrance is dope. Ciampa's amazing. An OG, the fellow graybeard. This entrance is fucking amazing. Like, to me, give him the belt. But you just made me believe that Champa is an afterthought. Does that play into the story? I don't know. But none of this makes sense. Everything's running into itself. They are stepping on each other's toes. More than a virgin at prom with his date. It is a fucking mess. I mean, if anyone's going to know about virgins, there we go. As now Ciampa's face-to-face with MJF. Oh, MJF gets the kiss of death. So this match is starting with 23 minutes. That's better. 60-minute time limit. MJF just stands there beside himself. We wasted 20 fucking minutes to open the show for what? I know there's a lot of complaining about advertisings and the gaps between stuff in the WWE. I'm with you. I think there's way too many ads, way too many lulls, way too much. Like, being live at a WWE event must suck. Imagine your band, like, you go to a concert, the band plays 3 songs, takes a 20-minute break, comes back out, plays 3 songs, takes a 20-minute break. Fucking gonna murder that concert. That concert's going to be shit. That's what they do sometimes. However, I think people overlook the amount of wasted fucking time we have on this show. KJ better than Will Washington, Tony. I appreciate the love, sir. I really do. And again, I know Russo and Coach out there think they're the only ones on the planet, that they just came along and where they were the first ones to offer solutions. And that's something we've always done here at this channel. We might bitch, we might complain, but we'll give you an idea of how to make it better. Champa just kissed him. Yeah, so the kid's kind of symbolic. But Darby drop kicks Champa. Ciampa's down. No fucking way. Ciampa rolls out. So Ciampa, the crowd goes nuts for. They loved it. They get loud. And then you make them fight like a heel. Darby, coffin drop to the floor. I just got done convincing my friends wrestling isn't zesty. Then this dude just kissed this dude. Always happens, bro. Always happens that way, bro. This ain't a real company. Not even close. It's some sloppy shit from start to end. It is unorganized. It is unprepared. It is inconsistent. It is incoherent. And again, I don't know why certain people out there don't see it. I get it. It's so cool when the wrestlers fly around and do stuff. It's so much cooler when it makes sense. There's so much cooler when there's a reason for it. Right? You know? Oh, my favorite football team wins a lot of exhibition games. Great. When are you going to play a regular season game? When are you going to give me something with meaning that leads to something? You go on a run. You go on a hot streak. It leads to a playoff. Potential title shot. It connects. It carries. It goes further. It's just everyone's stepping on everybody's fucking toes. To me, it shows a lack of focus, a lack of organization, but it really does show me a lack of confidence. It's similar to, like, if anyone out there likes to cook, you're constantly talking about editing yourself, because if you lack confidence in your cooking, you throw all the shit you can onto the plate or into the thing, because you want to kind of overcompensate for your lack of confidence. Confidence chefs are able to put less on the plate because they know they're going to give you what you need. They're going to give you the best meal possible by cutting things down, letting things stand out. I learned all that from Gordon Ramsay, by the way. But that's exactly what I'm looking for with the wrestling is, edit yourselves, clean this up. When someone says, okay, at this point, Tony, MJF's going to come out, Tony's got to be smart enough to say, no, MJF now has a beef with Kevin Knight. We just set up Kevin Knight and MJF. So we got to deal with that before we come back to this. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we shouldn't do the Kevin Knight thing. Ding. There we go. There we go. You're getting it. Okay, and then we're going to have Darby come out at 9:30. Wait, why is the champion coming out at 9:30? Because we think it'd be good. He'll do his promo with Shivani. and then, MJF comes out, Champa comes out, we get the match going. No. The champion doesn't take an interview in the ring minutes before his main event. You want to throw a mic in his face in the back, and he cuts a backstage quickie promo on the way out to the ring, fine. But we're not bringing Shivani out to do this shit. We're going to open the show with the champion. Shouldn't we open the show with the brand new champion? This guy that we made such a big deal about. We broke the internet because Darby, the new hero, the face of the company, shouldn't he start the show off? And I said I was okay with them starting with MJF tonight. But I didn't know you were going to do Darby at 9:30, because to me, that's ass backwards. By the way, Darby taking the cap off the post. Oh, so he can stand on it. He's going to kill himself. Darby dives and takes out Champa through a table. What a spot. What will MJF give up to get a shot at Darby's world title? His career? Would it be, loser leaves town? If there's one can hope. I'm not sure what's worse, KJ. This or Corey Feldman's singing Smooth Criminal with Alien Ant Farm. It's a toss-up. Much shorter and more avoidable. I told KJ TK don't give a flying fuck about Will Osprey, just like Eric was to DDP. But why wouldn't you care about Osprey? Every chance Osprey gets, this man is screaming and yelling, AEW, AEW. Like everyone, everywhere he goes, everything he does, he bleeds AEW. It's AEW, bruv. It's the best, bruv. I love it, bruv. I give my heart and soul for it, bruv. Darby with a tope. Ciampa's bleeding. Again, to me, like the blood and the high spots are their way of covering up a lack of anything else. Darby Allin getting ragdoll, no surprise. Let's roll down. I stand corrected. Darby is a C player. This is Awesome breaks out. I doubt Osprey wins the world title at All In at this point. Is it because it's too on the nose? I think that's what they're doing, Raymond, to be honest, is that they're destroying him, and Moxley's going to build him back up. I'm here to save the day. I'm going to put your bones back together. We're going to make you strong. Then you're going to do all the things. You're going to be a champ again, kid. Ba, 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 ba. I'm loving it. Yeah. Oh. Did you see Eric Terry's comment? I'm sure I tried to see it. Dun, dun. Yes, I did. I did see it. All right. Sending me back up the chat. I'm too nice. MJF will give up his hair. Ooh, we're going to make MJF bald? Is that enough? What if the theory is true? That the plan is MJF gets the belt back at Double or Nothing. Are we just wasting our time with Darby then? As Champa rolls away, Champa is gushing open. To me, the beating that Osprey got is the beating that Darby should be taking right now. Does that make sense? Why is Champa the one that looked destroyed by this little kid? Shouldn't it be Champa lays a beating on Darby and then fights back? He's beating the shit out of Champa. Champa takes his feet out from under him, though. I love watching Darby, unlike MDB. Only you know what? What, Roland? Raymond, what TK doing with Osprey is criminal. It is nuts. Could you imagine Triple H was booking Osprey into the ground like this? What the dirt sheets would be saying, what the sickos would be saying. Oh, Triple Save can't book for shit. Tony Khan, 2025 Booker of the Year. kiss my ass. The coffin drop isn't a finisher. It shouldn't be a finisher, especially by Darby Allin. If Darby Allin looked like fucking Powerhouse Hobbs, I'd accept the coffin drop as a finisher. And we get white noise to the floor. Ciampa's bouncing. Champa in agony, grabbing at the ref. What the fuck are we doing? How is this better than the pay-per-view match? We go to picture. Champa has hurt his ass. He looks a little Nia Jax right now. Maho. My wife walked in, sat down, saw Darby was wrestling, and walked off. She really won't watch him wrestle. Reader, I get it, man. I get it. And I have an expectation of pro wrestlers to look like pro wrestlers. Guys like Darby are the exception. In this company, he's just another guy. Darby just went flying from the AEW turnbuckle and landed on Tommaso Ciampa. It has not stopped. Right now, we are in picture. Ciampa is gushing blood. He just hit white noise from the apron. Darby hasn't moved yet in the entire commercial. He dead. And the ref, not counting. Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand on Saturday's Collision. What the fuck are we doing? I don't like Jericho. I think Ricochet is an idiot, but I think there's money to be made with Ricochet. The Hurt Syndicate's outstanding. Why they're working with Jericho is baffling. Ultimately, as much as I said all of that, I don't love Jericho. I don't really care for Ricochet. That should be on Dynamite. Jericho, Lashley, MVP, Benjamin, Ricochet, GOA. Why is that not on Dynamite that has sucked? And I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry the fact that some people out there think that this is good wrestling, that some people out there think this is quality wrestling, that some people don't think that storytelling matters, that some people out there don't think the rules matter or consistency of the rules matter. This is all to make your product better. That's why we do it, right? You want to have a sports car, you want to have a race car, you know, you got to do the right things. You got to put the right suspension on, the right tires on. You got to make it make sense. You're not just driving with stock everything. And that's Tony. It's just like you got to have parameters. You got to fucking put everything into place, because then we get to go and feel the fucking heat off the line. As we are just in commercial break, I imagine we're coming back as both men are flying back. Oh, and Darby gets popped again. Both men clashing heads. That should have happened right after the commercial. And we're still getting commercials. What the fuck? I know I think Darby had gone crazy to himself, and then Tommaso Ciampa, his own face bled. Yeah, I don't even fucking know, my guy. Let's go. Who's Reader? That's Sean Reed. Often common in my neck of the woods, you just add ER to like names, or EY or a Y, and that's how you get a nickname. So Reed becomes Reader. Definitely hurt Ciampa. Yeah, it definitely didn't look good. He didn't even land on his ass. That's a bony ass. Right. The Psycho Driller is what he's calling it. Okay. The back of Darby's head is bleeding, unless that's Ciampa's. Could be Ciampa's, though. I mean, I'll give Darby and Ciampa credit. It's fun. They're smashing each other. So there's been crazy spots. Ciampa's bleeding. Like I said, it's just lacking substance. And this is the best part of the show. If you think the show's getting away with a great rating because the last 20 minutes cooked, we're going to have a conversation. Darby stomps. That was a nice spot. I like that spot. Crowd goes crazy. Champa is a fucking mess. This match is basically Tozawa versus Triple H, keeping the truth joke alive. Let's go. Because there's literally no reason Darby takes half the bumps he does legitimately. They don't add anything to the match's story of his lore. Again, just too many small guys are being booked as the toughest guy in the fight. Ciampa's older, Ciampa's bigger, not gigantically bigger, but Ciampa's a vet. Ciampa should be laying the boots to Darby as Darby sits right back up after getting elbowed. Up, down. I don't hate the match. Like, it's fun. Code Red. Deep 2. Smart lady, for sure. Is much smaller than Jeff Hardy. I think Jeff Hardy's at least 5'10". That's your opinion. No, I mean, the dilemma for me is book it proper. Like, we just saw Will Osprey fight the match that Darby should be fighting tonight, right? Where Osprey just got dusted, but the difference is the champion finds a way to win. He digs down deep. He won't give up. 2, 3 false finishes. But I will say this: outstandingly fun match. For all the complaining and all the shit around the match, two guys are fucking kicking the shit out of each other. Champa, they just continue to fuck up Ciampa's booking. Unless he turns around and wins and he's got the catch out to me. Ciampa, bless your heart, fam. Shit. Darby spins through 2-2-2. It might have. Oof. He busted his ass. Big knee. Knee pad down. Deep 2. Jason, I can assure you, Nick and myself will not be here for Collision. Nick and I are taking a much-deserved weekend off. We love everyone out there. We appreciate everyone out there. We have been going ham and hard in the paint, not just on screen, but off screen, with everything that goes into doing this. And again, we will never bellyache. We love doing it. We appreciate the opportunity to do it. But for our own sake, we're taking a weekend off. All right. We barely had, I don't think we've had many days off in April. I think we get a grand total of 2 coming up. So there's going to be a couple of weekends where we go a little quiet and then we get back into all your favorite coverage. May's got tons of wrestling coming up. We're going to be here for that. Saturday main events coming up. The Clash in Italy's at the end of the month. Double or Nothing's coming up. Backlash at the beginning of the month as Fight Forever breaks out for the first time in a long time. Yeah, man, let's go. Parameters, big word of the night. KJ, don't forget Rascals and Bucks versus the Dogs and Death Riders on Saturday also. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. We got the Sharpshooter or the Scorpion Deathlock. We are 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Darby slides him back. Is Darby going to tap out Ciampa? Nobody taps out in this company. Nobody taps out in this company. Darby can't even hold little Ciampa down. Look, he can't do it. He can't do it. Now he's yanking on it at the side. Okay, it doesn't look painful at all. Nightmare. And Ciampa taps out. Darby with the win. He could barely hold the fucking move. What would it take to get you to review JCW, MLW, WOW, Women of Wrestling? Big fan of WoW. What I like about WoW is it's quick and easy. It sounds terrible, but I think like Tony could take some lessons from how WoW books. Like they're simple, the promo match. They keep it streamlined. It would be fun to do one of those. JCW, I haven't personally, other than clips, I don't have a whole lot of desire. MLW we've done in the past. MLW had a problem where some of the matches they were airing were like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 2 months old. So it's just whenever we can find something live, and timing. Timing is everything, my guy. There's so much wrestling. If there's a pay-per-view or a big show, we'll see what we can do. We try and cover everything. Scorpion Deathlock. Nobody taps, nobody tags, nobody gets counted out, nobody gets DQ'd. Nothing. And again, at what point do you stop overlooking it? Again, it's the difference between street ball and professional basketball. But Champa, Darby extends the hand and we get some love. It wasn't a bad match, but Darby's the guy. And again, Champa, nobody taps out in this company. Champa, a guy who's man enough to say, I'll tap out. Because everyone else just passes out, right? Even from pain, we've seen them pass out. So who jumps Darby? Because we got 2 minutes plus an overrun left. Ciampa's a bloody mess. We may never see Ciampa again. Yeah, you're right, Paul. Brody's here. Oh, fuck. What are we doing, guys? Is Brody going to somehow turn here, or what are we doing? What is the point of this? Facts. Wait, what the fuck? Next week, Darby's going to be in tears again. Okay, man. You want to wrestle? So Darby Allin versus Brody King next week for the title. What the fuck are we doing? The fuck are we doing? Do you guys remember all the title defenses that CM Punk had leading up to his match with Roman at fucking Mania? The fuck are we doing? Again, it's overcompensating for bad storytelling. Never, but yeah, you got a point. Yeah, I'm not saying ever. And MJF did it because the heel is a pussy and ran away. But all the baby, like, we never see anyone tap out. It's rare. Thank you, MDB, but it's rare. But again, it takes a level of, like, guys like Moxley don't tap out because I'm not a pussy. I'm not going to tap out. All right. But Champa is like, oh, no, he got me in a hold. Even though he couldn't hold it because his small 130-pound frame couldn't hold my legs. And I only have a 170-pound frame. So what the fuck are we doing? Just give Max, yes, fuck. I'm with Trey here. Champa is a loser, and Brody is too. Tanisha, yes. How does that happen? MJF's demanding a rematch, and everyone and their uncle just passing them by in line. The fuck? Now you're gonna have Darby beat Brody King? Darby wasn't kidding at all, defending every week. Yeah, we're just diminishing our champion to nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, shockingly, Dynamite has gone off the air with no overrun. So I take a rating out of 10 for every single show, as we do here every single night. We want to know what the fans think about the wrestling. We want your true, honest opinion, even if we don't agree with it. But how did you feel about tonight? What did you like? What didn't you like? What was good? What was bad? I'll click through a few. I'll hang out with everybody for a little while, and then we will get ready for TNA Impact tomorrow. If you were just tuning in, Darby's still the world champion. Again, the match wasn't boring. It just lacks structure. It lacks doing it proper. Anyone else go to work and like there's a certain procedure you got to follow to do your job? They don't give a fuck about the procedure. They don't. They don't give two fucks about what is proper standard practice. You can't tell me this is where the best wrestle if you refuse to follow wrestling guidelines. You can't do your own thing and say we're the best at what you do when you're not doing what I do. Since Darby is so small, we have to change the name of the finisher to the Crawdad the Crawdad Deathlock. I'll take it. Took a second. Big Damo just signed with MLW, another good signing. Big Damo, Crazy Nikki's husband, big body. Again, MLW loves the big bodies, big smash mouth guys. So that fits the bill. Poor bodies. He has best Brody several times now. Brody has lost to Darby a couple times. So yeah. What the fuck? Anyone gets a shot. Just ask Tony. This shit sucks. No build, no angle. And the angle and the story you're trying to tell just gets shit on by all the other garbage you're presenting. Was that a good, fun, decent win for Darby to end Dynamite tonight? For sure. Did the rest of the show suck pond water? For sure. Yes. The main event was the best part of the show. The fact that your champion came out for an in-ring interview moments before he had a title defense is insane to me. The fact that you opened the show with your biggest heel who just lost the belt last week and you interrupted him with the TNT champion makes no sense. None. Zero. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's stupid. So next week, MJF's going to compete for the TNT title and Brody King's going to fight for the world championship. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, for all, again, educated, got a brain. I think I'm kind of smart. I don't get it. So what am I missing? Why don't I see what the sickos see? 6.5. Vance, I'm right there with you, buddy. Tony treating the world title like 24/7 handouts. Facts. 9 out of 10. Reader, for real? For real. That was as good as like the Raw after Mania. Really? I don't think this was like. Did you give a rating for NXT last night? What'd you give NXT last night? Because Dynamite was not better than NXT. If Brody King doesn't win, please. He's not winning. He won't win. This is all just to build up Darby. He's not going to win. And again, like, Will Osprey getting the shit kicked out of him is what it is. But why isn't a guy like Darby? Like, Darby should be taking a beating. He should be the one bleeding, not kicking the shit out of Champa. Should be the other way around. And the babyface hero perseveres. Hashtag that one. 6 out of 10. 7 out of 10. No overtime. Shocking. Thank God. Brett defended his first world title every week on Superstars and Challenge. I don't think that's true. I'd have to verify that, my guy. I watched a lot of Superstars, and I don't remember that. So, and again, that's a throwback reference. Do we really think that's what should be happening? So is MJF taking on Kevin Knight? Yes, for the TNT title. 3 out of 10 knee pads. It was wrestling, so that's something. I'm gonna go 6. There was some couple things. The main event, for all of the flaws in the booking, the two guys killed each other. Two guys went ham. The problem is I don't take Darby serious as a badass. I believe him as an underdog who finds a way to win. I don't believe him as the guy who's 50-50 with Tommaso Ciampa, who looks like a psycho killer. It's too messy. It's too convoluted. It's stepping on everything. I don't even know what else I'm giving the other points for. I'm sure there was some other good things there. The show went quicker than normal, but not a lot of substance to this show that I'm taking home. What am I excited for next week? What am I excited for moving forward? I don't care about the matches you put on Collision. The fact that you brought Jericho back, you brought You know, you got Ricochet in the storyline and you're doing that shit on Collision. Tonight could have used some Jericho, some Ricochet, some fucking Hurt Syndicate. Make that angle happen. Instead, you went back to the well again and again and again. 3 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. AEW is amazing at making me hate people I like. That's the other part of this, right? It's like, fuck, what are we doing? You know, why? I makes my brain hurt. It really fucking makes my brain hurt. I'm done watching until Darby loses the belt. I'll tune in for pay-per-views only. Fuck this stupid ass company. There you go. Dear Tony Khan. 8 out of 10. Let's go. That's too high. 8 out of 10. Jesus Christ. What happened? I'm trying to figure out how you got to 8. No one is allowed to get pissed off anymore. Okay, please just stop. No, everyone is. Everyone's mad. Everyone can feel what they feel, Nightmare. We're rolling. Positivity wins, but sometimes we have a justified gripe. 3 out of 11. All right, so even worse. Less than 30%. Next week on Dynamite, after Darby beats Brody, Mystico comes up and says, Tony agreed to give me a title shot next week. Yeah, right. It'll be Mystico, then it'll be Danny Garcia, then it will be like, we'll just keep putting this kid in fucking matches till he either breaks his neck or he finds a way to fucking lose. And he's not going to lose any of these matches until double or nothing at best, that I think. Great show. Really? What was great? Why are we bitching about Darby defending week in and week out? That's a completely different thing, my guy. Mid-card titles to me are TV titles. Mid-card titles, I got no problem with open challenges. Your world title is different. It's a different platform, a different level. And to me, that's the way it should be. Darby coming out and battling every Tom, Dick, and Harry, to me, it's not the right choice. It's not helping. But hey, I mean, they're trying something. They want him to be a fighting champion. You're going to burn him out. You're going to injure him. You're going to make the fans lose more interest. And you're going to keep booking matches that we know he's not losing. They're highly predictable. And therefore, the fans kind of sit there and just wait for the high spots. That's it. But yeah, you can't compare the mid-card titles. They are supposed to carry your TV. And your champions sell your tickets to your pay-per-views. Or your big events. Why does Kevin Knight have beef with MJF? They had a match a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Not really. He shouldn't be there. Kevin Knight should be beefing with other mid-carders. Kevin Knight should be doing an open challenge for the TNT title. And you can have just banger match after banger match after banger match. See, for my buddy, haha, I'm back. That's what I would do. Kevin Knight is the perfect guy. You know, this week he's going to fight fucking, you know, one of the top flight guys. Next week he's going to fight fucking Lio Rush. Week after, maybe he fights Speedball. You know, just put him in banger matches. You suck at writing story anyway. Wrestling is a baseline, always gets a minimum of 3 unless it's absolute dog shit. See, I'm more at a 5 at baseline, so I'll give you that. 10 out of 10 on time. KJ, that's crazy. 4 out of 10. 7.5. The only match I disliked was Mina versus Sheeta. Mina versus Sheeta was terrible. What was the other match that was pretty good? I'm all ears. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to remember the match. What happened tonight? Osprey Davis, to me, was a bad match, and I don't know where they're going with it. I just don't know how I feel about what they're doing with Osprey. The match itself was a squash match. As you know, Osprey got treated like a jobber. Maybe a bit of a stretch on the definition of squash, but I mean, they murdered Osprey. Why? He's your best guy. Lio Rush, Brody King, 0 time for this. This was a complete and utter waste of time. Lio Rush has kind of got this little buzz going about him right now. You put Lio Rush in a match with somebody that doesn't matter. Lio gets a win, but shows off all his weirdness, and the fans start to like him. Brody doesn't even need to be fucking with Lio right now. Period. 7.5. Got that one. Where is WWE charges crazy prices for the tickets, but at least it's not boring. AEW prices aren't that expensive, but the shit is boring show. Some people would say that WWE is boring, even though they're charging high prices. But you're right. Like, I mean, it's great that they're discounted, but I want to go see. I want to see properly put together wrestling. I want to see things that make sense. I'm not just there, and maybe I don't know if it's an age thing. I'm not just watching wrestling for people bleeding and people falling through furniture. I need more than that. And I'm sorry if that makes me a bad wrestling fan. It's just the wrestling I grew up on told stories, and the wrestling I'm watching now isn't. Right? I mean, the other company has bad stories or people inserted in stories that suck, but 4 out of 10. How did Brody earn his title shot? He beat up Lio Rush and asked for it. I don't see Max losing next week. Yeah, so what happens there? MJF fights Kevin. Whoa, that's so Darby. Oh, Darby says, I can't. I'm not giving you a title shot unless you have something to offer. So MJF beats Kevin Knight, and now it's title versus title at Double or Nothing. So we're going to get champ. We're going to get double champ Max or double champ Darby. Then just consolidate them, get rid of the TNT title, and now we can move forward with 1 or 2 or 3, 4. Yeah, maybe we get rid of a couple titles. And then we can define a mid card. The story they tell is spoke to Tony, get a title shot. I don't know. We are doing this in the open challenge. Why are we bitching about Darby? I just explained that. It's not the same thing. Again, I think Kevin Knight or your TNT champion should be doing opening challenges. The champion doing opening challenges is not a common thing, and I don't much care for it. And it's partly because I don't really give a fuck to watch Darby just do the same shit every week. That's the problem. Again, I think that's part of my issue. There's certain wrestlers I would love to see every week, and I don't. But I don't want to see Darby every week. And random people just getting title shots, you're just devaluing your champion at every fucking possible turn. It's not the way it's done. It's not the way it's supposed to be done. Okay, I got one company writing bad stories. I got another company that wouldn't know a fucking story if they fucking came out of fucking Disney's ass. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I'm not smart, but I'm smart. I always say, Jose, I'm smart enough to know I'm dumb. That's all we can do in this world. You get a title shot. You get a title shot. Every fucking buddy gets a title shot. Rants, I'm with you. And if anyone out there doesn't understand why that hurts your champion or why that hurts your title belt, then I can't help you. I'm sorry. It's just not. I don't even think wrestling fans out there understand subliminally what happens in their fucking head when you see a guy lose or an athlete lose. You start to realize, like, it's the same thing. You hear it. We just went in the playoffs. You know those shitty teams that found a way in the playoffs. Our brains have told us if you see this logo, like the Buffalo Sabres logo or the Philadelphia Flyers logo, they're shit. But as they're improving, our brain gets stuck on their shit. And that can happen with things like wrestling, like boxing, MMA. You just start, this guy's going to lose again. It's psychology, and it's important. Nightmare, that's a damn awesome. I'm going to eat a Snicker bar when I'm at work tomorrow. There you go. All right. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. You really still enjoy that childish BS? I don't even know who that's directed at. But okay. Again, does that somehow help your argument, or are you just going to throw up random things? Still like Hulkamania? What does that have to do with anything? MJF is being punished by Tony Khan for. I like that though. I like that conspiracy theory. I'd accept that. Good night. Good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've hit a max. A lot of people saying when the nightmare says it's good night, I guess it's bedtime, right? But that's it. That's the show. That's everything. I don't know what to make out of it. Again, was it atrocious? No. People are going to tell you it was wicked because of the main event, but the rest of the show was weak sauce. A lot of weak sauce, a lot of things that don't add up, a lot of weak building, a lot of weak storytelling. And I know nothing about Will Washington. I don't know how much say he gets. I don't know how much say anyone gets. But if this is Tony listening to Tony and his collective, the people in his circle, he needs a new circle, or he needs to stop talking to himself. He needs to change it up. Clearly, somebody in that company, someone has to oversee the product. Someone has to oversee the show from start to finish. Somebody has to be accountable for why nothing adds up. And again, if you just want to watch people run into shit, I recommend Jackass. I recommend, the Wild Boys. I recommend the Swedish guys. What the fuck were they called? Nitro. I recommend Nitro Circus. That's what you can go watch if you just want to watch, people hurt themselves without reason. But at the end of the day, here we are. And again, there's too much talent that this company has to watch this product stumble the way it does. There's way too much good here. But that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you for being a part of this. Go click all the links down below. Go check out our merch store. We're back at 8:45 tomorrow night for Big Nick and Anthony and TNA. I am looking forward to putting my feet up, and I'll be back on Friday for SmackDown. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lots going on at TNA. Santana going to take on Rich Swann and so much more as they're heading towards another pay-per-view. More coming your way, more to talk about, more to get into, more. We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good night. There you go. Someone give me a good comment to end on. There you go. I like this one. Pull string. Mr. Every Night, KJY. That jokes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Big Nick, on behalf of Anthony, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White. Have a good night. Come back on the flip side. Bye. What are we doing? What are we doing? Dear Tony Khan, what are we doing?